doing Caesar salad dressing. This is my latest and greatest insight to this process and all the process improvements that I have put together over doing this for many decades. I'm making a what I consider to be a double batch, which is 8 eggs. And we're going to set a timer on this whole process. Okay? So, timer is going. I have my compost bucket here, container for the eggs, and the eggs here have been cowled already, so it's a little bit of a cheat. I have 2 things of oil. I do not use olive oil, Worcestershire sauce, Coleman's mustard, salt, 2 cans of anchovies. I have about 3 to 4, 5 cloves of garlic. I've already squeezed my fresh lemon juice. I have a trick on how I do this. And my KitchenAid mixer. And I have my little Oscar for pureeing the anchovy. And if I need it, my zester here. By the way, the reason why I use my compost bucket because I like the little edge there to crack the edge. Other people use a knife, other people smack it on the counter. I like that edge. One of the advantages of doing this into a container is if there's any bad eggs or shells, I can pull it out of the container here. One of the advantages of doing this right into a deli container is that after I pull out the egg yolks, the egg whites get a lid on it and they go right into the refrigerator. Okay. I'm just using an ordinary slotted spoon, and we're going to go fishing. You don't need 2 slotted spoons. I decided to be fancy and use 2 slotted spoons. I kind of knock off the egg white to make it go faster. Or you could let it sit there and drip all day. That's my sous chef there telling me that I'm doing a good job. Right, Bach? That was 10 eggs. That's 4 minutes into this discussion and presentation. I used to use a food processor called an Oscar for years. I burnt out 2 of them. I then went to an immersion blender. I burnt that out. I don't think I'm going to burn out a KitchenAid mixer in making basically what is mayonnaise. So this is the same steps I would go through in making mayonnaise. Those are the eggs. I'm going to start at 8 minutes on my timer. I love the squeeze bottles. You want to go very slowly at first. Everything needs to be super clean. You can start seeing that it's starting to thicken. I'm looking for it to make clumps, and then I'm going to start going faster. That's 1 minute. -30. I'm on to my second squeeze bottle. I think each squeeze bottle is about 12 ounces. Mayonnaise is coming together beautifully. I'm going pretty fast now. We got 10. That's mayonnaise. Okay, to this I'm going to add some dry Coleman's mustard. For this amount of eggs, that's about right. Give it a good splash of Worcestershire sauce. This is an umami. I gotta grate up my my garlic. I'm gonna do that into my mini food processor. Remember before I told you about the egg whites going to a deli container? That's done. Okay, so deli container. There's my garlic. These microplanes will are a godsend. There's my grated garlic. I'm going to put it into my mini food processor here. I've never used this for chopping up anchovies, so we'll see how this works out. I kind of think I might regret this, but hey, you never find out new ways until you try things. I'm pouring the oil from the anchovies into the mixer. Ten eggs. I'm going to use 2 cans of anchovies. The cans will get rinsed out and recycled. Okay, as you can see, that turned it into a fine paste, which is what I'm going for. If you don't have a food processor, you can actually do this, and I have done this in other videos, where I just use a cutting board and my big knife, and I keep chopping away, and I kind of use like a wasabi technique to keep spreading the and making the anchovies and garlic into a paste. Get all that good anchovies into the blender, in the mixer, in this case. Anchovies is also an umami. And if you don't know what the word umami means, just think of how that word makes you sound like umami. That tastes delicious. And it's what makes food savory is the simplest definition that I've heard for that word. The only thing I'm missing now is the fresh squeezed lemon juice. This was about 1 3/4 of a lemons. Let's find out what it actually measures out to. Should be about 2 tablespoons. That's 1. Definitely 2. I'm going to hold it there and adjust the acidity until after I mix it up and taste it. Caesar salad, you want to taste a good strength of the anchovies, so that's why I'm kind of trying to get every last morsel out of that blender. Now I'm tasting this for balance. I could use more acid. Another tablespoon of lemon juice. Can use more salt. Nice. So the skill in making Caesar salad is getting a good balance between the garlic, the anchovies, the salt, and the acid. You can go crazy and keep messing with this. I find that you're better off letting it sit and coming back to it. With the change of every time I taste it, I do use a clean spoon or take my spoon and wash it so I have a fresh spoon to taste the balance. Critical to this dish. This thing is done, ready for me to put into a deli container and to bring to my party tonight. Right into a deli container, 22 minutes. That is definitely a party size amount of Caesar salad dressing. That should be about, in the neighborhood, enough for about 40 people. That's a 32-ounce deli container, and I still have more to go. 16-ounce deli container. I don't think it's going to fill the whole thing, but let's see, 32 ounces and definitely almost 16 ounces in 2 deli containers. There's the wedge. That's it. 40 minutes with camera shooting and everything else. So that's my rendition of making Caesar salad party sauce. So I have left over a little bit of lemon juice. I have 10 egg whites that we'll use for something else. I have my cheese. And I have 2 things of the Caesar salad dressing. I'm taping across the top just as a safety precaution so things don't leak out. That's it. Those are my latest and greatest process improvements. And on the stopwatch, 41:24. 41 minutes and, let's call it 41 minutes and a half. Okay? Enjoy. I hope you learned something from all the techniques that I've have improved on upon the years.